Hi there, my name is Michael Benitez, and this upcoming spring I'm going to be teaching Lit 255, which is Gender and Sexuality in Literature. So in this video, I'll give a quick overview of what you can expect to read and do in this class, but I just want to give some quick basic information first. So the first thing that you want to know is that the course is an online anytime class. That means that you can access the course materials at any point in time, 24/7 access. So once something is uploaded, whether that be a video clip, a mini lecture, reading material, prompts for discussion boards, any assignments, you can access it at any time and complete it at your own pace. Of course, you still have to keep up with deadlines and with the general schedule, but you just have a little bit more flexibility of when you're able to complete the work. It's the same amount of workload that you would expect in a face-to-face class, but again, you just have a little bit more of an opening in terms of when you sit down to do the work. But really, the heart of the course is going to be the literature. So we'll be delving into different genres, different themes, different kinds of characters, all with the focus around LGBTQIA plus writers and characters and stories. We'll be delving into novels. We'll be looking at a few like Sarah Waters' Tipping the Velvet, which is a lesbian novel. We'll also kind of cross-reference other texts that have to do with that thematically. So we'll go back in time to like Oscar Wilde. Then we'll kind of flash forward again to Jordy Rosenberg, Confessions of the Fox, and that's a text that looks at the Victorian period through a contemporary trans lens. So that's just one example of like all the kind of time traveling we'll be doing and looking at different identities, different perspectives. And we'll also be looking at other figures like Audre Lorde, like Leslie Feinberg. So we'll be getting some Black lesbian feminism. We'll be getting a very early trans writer and thinker. We'll also be looking at writers like Carla Trujillo. Her novel, What Night Brings, focuses on Chicana lesbian identity and also the intersection of that with religion, with Christianity. Another one of our texts has a similar kind of focus. It's a really beautiful text, but it's really kind of on the more obscure side. That's called City of God, by Gil Quadros. It's one of my favorites. So we'll also have a section where we look at drama. Queer theater really has a rich history, and there's some very interesting kind of facets to it throughout the 20th century, really. So one of the main texts we'll be looking at there is Angels in America by Tony Kushner. That's really the canonical text for thinking about the AIDS epidemic. But there's a lot of other kinds of interesting things going on in the theater space. We'll even also be looking at a graphic novel, Alison Bechdel's Fun Home, which is a really interesting text that explores family life and her coming out to her family and just kind of having that as being a visual story. That'll be really interesting. We also have Maggie Nelson's The Argonauts, which is an example of auto theory. So that's using one's own autobiography to think about theory, and vice versa, using theory to think about one's own life. So there's quite a variety of texts, quite a variety of genres. Another one that we might look at is Buildings Roman. So that's a genre where it's a coming of age story. So there's a really interesting dichotomy between coming out and coming of age, and that's something that really fascinates me. So we'll be looking at a few texts like Justin Torres, um, We the Animals. So some of these texts we'll have excerpts of, and some of them we'll read the full things. But I look forward to it. I think it'll be a really fun and exciting course, and I hope you'll join me in the spring.